$1 million in payouts. That's what we'll be aiming for in this series. I constantly get asked what firms I trade with, which accounts I think are best, how I handle losing days, and so on. So I decided to take you along with me as we try to reach $1 million in payouts. But first, let me bring you up to speed of where I currently am. I started trading a little over 5 years ago, lost money for 1.5 years straight, took an 8-month break, and when I returned from that break in January 2023, everything just clicked for me. I used some money that I made through the agency that I used to run back then to buy challenges with the Funded Trader, which back then was a top 3 major firm, was able to pass the challenge, get a couple payouts, reinvest those payouts into more challenges, and that's how everything got started for me. Currently, I have around $500,000 in payouts, so that means I need another $500,000 to hit my goal. I got $1.6 million in funding with these firms, and also got some loaded Apex accounts. These Apex accounts are up around $700,000 in total. Now that you're up to speed with my current situation, let me show you which firms I'll be using to reach $1 million in payouts. The 4 futures firms I'll be using are first Apex, obviously, Funding Ticks, Funded Next Futures, and Take Profit Trader. The CFD firms I'll be using are Funding Pips, Funded Next, Quantackle, Funder Pro, Fiverr, and Pip Farm. If you have any other good recommendations, let me know in the comments. I'm always looking for more prop firms. That's all you need to know for now. I'll be checking in again on Friday to show you all my first week and if we were able to make any progress. The week is over and we had a pretty good trading week, but a bit of a rough prop firm week. So let's just start with the losses. First off, I lost my 5 Take Profit Trader evaluation accounts on Thursday. Then I'm also down 4% on my Phase 2 Funding Pips accounts. So those are starting to look a little bit rough. Obviously, it's still possible to pass them, but it will be quite hard. And then the stupidest mistake of this week, I blew my 6 Funding Ticks accounts due to inactivity. So obviously, that's completely on me. That's my fault. It's just becoming pretty hard to track all these accounts. And because obviously I'm trading both CFD and futures firms. And now with the current discounts, there are so many competitive futures firms that it's starting to become hard to manage all of those. So I'll really need to figure out a way to do that a little bit better. On a positive note, we were able to pass our Funder Pro Phase 1 account and even made some profits on the Phase 2. And so for those that don't know Funder Pro, they are a CFD prop firm. They are pretty hard, so they have a 45% consistency rule across both phases, and their Phase 2 has an 8% target compared to the usual 5%. So they are pretty hard, but they are also very rewarding because they offer daily payouts and they pay out very quickly, and you can even get multiple payouts in a single day. So you don't need a buffer, you don't need anything like that. You can just make money and withdraw it, no hassle at all. So I'm obviously very happy I passed the Phase 1, but the Phase 2 is very hard, so these accounts still are far from passed. We also passed 6 Funded Next Futures accounts and were able to pass our Phase 1 of $300,000 in challenges with Funded Next, the CFD firm, and immediately right after almost passed the Phase 2, so I just need a couple $100 more to pass those. We did, however, get restricted to 1% max loss, and that's completely my fault. They added a new rule pretty recently, a 70% margin rule that I didn't know about. That's my bad. I used to trade with Funded Next a while back. When I bought these challenges, I just didn't mind to reread the rules, so I didn't notice they added a new rule. I breached it and I got restricted, so that's my bad. Obviously, that's a pretty big mistake that could have ended way worse. If it was a hard breach, for example, I would have just lost $300,000 in funding just like that. So please be smarter than me and always read the rules when you buy a challenge. Even if you think you already know the rules, even if you've already read them, if you've already traded with a firm, make sure to always read the rules and be smarter than me. That being said, my focus for next week will be firstly to try and find a way to manage and track these accounts a little bit better so that I don't blow them on stupid shit like the inactivity rule again. Then I'll also focus on the Apex account, so I'll try to trade them so that hopefully I can request a payout by Friday and hopefully get it somewhere next week. Then I'll also aggressively trade the Funded Next Futures and Funding Ticks accounts since they have these crazy discounts running, and I just want to benefit from those as much as possible. And on the CFD side of things, I'll focus on passing my Funding Pips accounts and I'll focus on passing my Funder Pro account. Then if I have the time and the opportunities for it, I'll also try to get my Pip Farm account to pay out, and I'll also try to pass some Take Profit Trader accounts. So yeah, that will be a fun week. I hope we can secure some Funded Next Futures payouts, and more importantly, I hope we can progress the Apex accounts towards a very big payout. If there are certain things you want to see more or less about, please feel free to let me know in the comments and I'll keep it in mind for next episode. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one.